Hi everybody, welcome back to my music channel. Today's video is going to be a review on two American Idol contestants. One is a single review and the other is a music video. So I would say that these two contestants are basically my two favorite people from American Idol. One is Dalton Rapattoni, who came in third place on this last season, season 15, and the other is Lauren Alaina, who was the runner-up on season 10. First up is Dalton, who just released his first post-Idol single called Turn to Stone, and it's quite different than what he did on the show. Like on the show he was quite alternative and did a lot of like rock songs, and that's also a lot of what he did even before Idol. But this song is a ballad. It's about a dying loved one. It's very emotional, and in my opinion it has almost like a CCM vibe to it, even though it's not a CCM song. The song is described more as like alternative pop, which it is, but it has a similar sound and theme and lyrics that a lot of contemporary Christian songs do. So to me it gives off a very different vibe than like the rest of stuff that he's done. Something that I like about the song is that even though he obviously wrote it from a very personal place and he wrote it about someone that was close to him, the lyrics are still very general enough that like anyone can relate to it. Anybody can apply it to their own personal situation. So he doesn't go into like specific details about the person, who it was, why they died, how they died, and all that. I think that he did a great job. He co-wrote the song with a friend of his, and I think that the two of them writing this song together captured the feeling very well of what it feels like to lose someone close to you, especially if it is in death. And I feel like it's just like one of the most perfect songs that you could listen to if you're going through that situation, because it captures that feeling so well of like not wanting to lose them and like how they're always going to kind of be a part of you type thing. The other thing that I think he did really well was the vocal performance. Something that I personally like about Dalton as an artist, and that I know a lot of people do, is how much he emotes when he sings and how he can make you feel exactly what the emotion of the song is. I actually had the opportunity to hear him sing it live on his tour right now, the Inspired Attempt tour, and I had the opportunity to hear him perform it live, and he and the band did a really great job doing that. He always does a really great job emoting in songs. Like I said, even though we don't know like the real story behind the song, like who this was written about, why it was written, how the person died, etc., when you hear him sing it, whether it's in person or the recording, you can really feel his pain that he went through. The other thing that I like about it is the production. I don't know who produced the song, but whoever did, I think did a really great job. It's very simplistic production. Like there's not a whole lot of bells and whistles, but there's a piano that kind of is the glue that holds the whole song together, but then there's also like a string section that comes in that really just kind of adds something extra to it. So I feel like the production is very simple, but at the same time it really suits the song. I feel like when you hear the song, especially for the first time, I feel like it's one of those songs that makes you kind of stop what you're doing and like really listen, and at the end you're just like, wow, like that was a great song. Like everybody that has heard this song, whether they're a fan of Dalton or they're not a fan, I think everybody who's heard this has been really impressed by it. It's one of those songs that I think whether you are familiar with him, you're not familiar with him, you listen to it and you're immediately impressed by it. It's just one of those songs that I think has that immediate kind of impact to it. So I would definitely recommend checking it out, whether you are a fan, you're not a fan, you know who he is, you don't know who he is. I would definitely recommend going onto iTunes or Spotify or YouTube or wherever you can to go and check it out and give it a listen. It's available on iTunes, but you need to search just Dalton. If you try to search Dalton Rapattoni, it won't come up, so just search Dalton. And it's also available on Amazon. I don't know if it's available on Google Play, but I think they're trying to get it onto Google Play, and it's also available for streaming on Spotify and his YouTube channel. And if you like what you hear, I definitely recommend checking out his other music, both pre-Idol and post-Idol. He overall is a great songwriter, and this is just one of the many amazing songs that he's written. And if you like what you hear and you want to see him in person, he's on tour right now, the Inspired Attempt tour, and you can get tickets on his website, daltonrapattoni.com. So the other idol that I'd like to review is Lauren Alaina. I would say Dalton is my favorite male American Idol contestant and overall my favorite American Idol contestant, and then Lauren is my favorite female. Just this past Tuesday, I believe, she put out the music video for her current single, Road Less Traveled. First of all, I really love the song itself. It was co-written with Meghan Trainor, which is really cool, and I just think the song in general has a really great message about not worrying about trying to fit in with other people and just kind of doing your own thing, taking the road less traveled. But the music video really does a great job capturing the spirit of the song. I feel the music video wasn't what I expected it to be, and it doesn't really, like when I was listening to the song in my head, I had like my own images of, you know, if I was going to make a music video, how it would look, and I was kind of taking the road less traveled theme more literally. That's probably what I would have done. So the plot of the music video was different than I guess what I would have expected them to do. Basically, the reason why Lauren wrote the song is because she battled bulimia for several years, and so it's kind of showing the impact that had on her when she was going through her teenage years. So they show different actresses portraying younger versions of herself, either trying to put makeup on or not eating, like looking at magazines of models and like deciding I want to look like that, so I'm not eating. Even though it's showing her personal story, like it also shows her looking at her phone and seeing like comments. Like when she was on Idol, she used to get a lot of comments from people about like how she was overweight and all that stuff, and so it shows her like reading these like mean comments about herself and stuff. So even though it's like it's showing her personal struggles and like the things that affected her and what caused her eating disorder and all of that, I think it's something very real that touches on pretty much every girl and every woman, because we've all been in that position where we want to change the way that we look. Some people do go to extremes to try to lose weight or change the way that they look. We've all probably either read mean comments about ourselves or been bullied or heard mean comments said by other people about ourselves. We've all been in that situation where we've all felt self-conscious about the way that we look, and we've all also been exposed to like the media and the way that the media says women should look. So I think they did a really great job not only telling Lauren's story, but also telling it in such a way that every female pretty much can relate to it. And I think that it's a message that really needs to be heard. I'm so glad that the song is doing quite well on country radio at the moment, because I think it's a message that really needs to be heard, and I'm hoping that when people hear it, it makes them reflect on it and understand, like, you know, we are influencing young women and girls in a negative way with all this, you know, media and the way that we're supposed to look and all that. I hope that the music video has an even greater impact than that, because it's visually showing, just in one example, in Lauren's example, it's showing how the media affected her. It's showing how comments that people said online affected her. Hopefully that when people see the true impact of what they say and what they do towards other people, how that affected her, it might make them think how what they're doing affects other people too. They did a really good job portraying a message. Like, you know, this music video to me is not really meant for entertainment purposes, but more to spread a message. And I think that they did a really good job attempting to get that message across, especially if it's in a visual medium like that. I think it might have more of an impact than just the song itself. And so I hope that a lot of people will watch the video and it just kind of makes them think. Lauren did a really great job on the song. She did a really great job on the video. I'm really happy for her that she's overcome the eating disorder and that she's had the strength to come out and talk about it and hopefully help other people who are going through the same thing. Even though I've never had an eating disorder and I don't relate to that part of it, I do relate to the whole like feeling self-conscious about yourself type of thing. And I just really love the song in general. I think it's such a great like self-pride anthem that we really need to have on the radio today. I'm really happy that she was able to take a negative situation and spin it into a positive and make this song that I think could be such a big anthem for a lot of young girls and women. So if you'd like to check out Lauren's music video for Road Less Traveled, you can find it on YouTube on her Vivo channel. So that wraps up another music review. If you liked this video, feel free to subscribe for more music related videos, more music reviews. You can also follow me on Twitter at AndreaD_music, and I'm also on Instagram at ADFrancesco24, which I will leave all those links below. I will leave the links for Dalton's song Turn to Stone and Lauren's music video Road Less Traveled in the description box below if you want to go and check those out. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Maybe I've introduced you to some new music you wouldn't have otherwise known about before and that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you in my next video.